Welcome to another episode of Your Path to Career Success, a podcast that helps you navigate your professional journey, unlock your full potential, and achieve the career of your dreams. I'm your host, Catherine, and in today's episode, we're diving into something a little different, a topic that's close to my heart, especially as someone who identifies as an introvert. Today, we'll explore the concept of quiet leadership and how introverts, who often thrive behind the scenes, can excel in leadership roles. If you've ever felt like the business world favours extroverts, or that you need to be the loudest voice in the room to be an effective leader, then this episode will show you that this isn't the case. We're breaking down the myths, highlighting the strengths of introverted leadership, and sharing practical strategies to help you thrive in leadership roles. But before we jump in, I invite you to grab your favourite beverage, find a comfy spot, grab a notebook, or just sit back and relax and keep listening for those light bulb moments. First things first, let's talk about the perception of leadership and the myth of the loud leader. When most people think of a leader, they often picture someone loud, extroverted, and the life of the party. Think about those high-energy conference speakers or the CEO who loves to be the centre of attention. One of the biggest misconceptions about leadership is that to be truly effective, you need to be the loudest voice in the room. Many people associate great leadership with charisma, boldness, and extroverted energy. Someone who commands attention, thrives in the spotlight, and can work a room effortlessly. While some successful leaders do fit this mould, this narrative overlooks an entire category of highly effective leaders, those who lead with quiet strength, deep thoughtfulness, and measured action. Think about some of the most influential figures in history: Bill Gates, Barack Obama, and Rosa Parks. None of them fit the stereotype of the alpha leader, who dominates conversations and makes split-second decisions with unshakable confidence. Instead, they embody a different style of leadership, one built on careful listening, strategic thinking, and leading by example rather than the force of personality. But what if I told you that some of the best leaders are those who take a step back, listen more than they speak, and lead through reflection and empathy? That's right, introverts. In fact, studies have shown that introverted leaders can often have an impact, and indeed a greater impact, than their extroverted counterparts, especially when they're in environments that require careful thought, deep listening, and the ability to build strong trust-based relationships. So let's break down the quiet leader's secret sauce. How do introverts excel in leadership roles, and how can you, as an introvert, lean into your natural strengths to become a highly effective leader? Introverted leaders tend to focus more on substance over style. Instead of relying on sheer presence to inspire, they earn respect through their expertise, their ability to listen, and their willingness to empower others. Their approach fosters trust, deep engagement, and long-term impact. For example, Bill Gates is known not for delivering high-energy speeches, but for his meticulous problem-solving, his vision for the future, and his ability to build and guide high-performing teams. His quiet analytical approach has been instrumental in shaping the technology landscape. Similarly, Barack Obama's leadership was characterised by thoughtfulness and composure, showing that you don't need to be the loudest in the room to inspire millions. And Rosa Parks, through a single, quiet act of defiance, changed the course of history, proving that leadership is not about how loudly you speak, but about the courage and conviction behind your actions. The reality is, loudness and extroversion are not prerequisites for leadership. Influence doesn't come from how much you talk, it comes from what you say and how you say it. Thoughtful, measured words often carry far more weight than a constant stream of noise. So why does the idea that leaders must be extroverted still dominate? It's partially cultural. Many workplaces reward visibility, those who speak up in meetings, network aggressively, and take centre stage. Leadership development programs often focus on public speaking, assertiveness, and personal branding, reinforcing the idea that strong leadership equals outward confidence. But this one-size-fits-all view ignores the fact that leadership is about influence, decision-making, and the ability to inspire action, not just presence and personality. Many organisations are starting to recognise this and embrace more diverse leadership styles, but there's still work to be done in shifting outdated perceptions. If you're an introvert aspiring to leadership, the key is not to try and mimic an extroverted style, but to embrace your natural strengths. Leadership isn't about performance, it's about impact. You don't have to be the most talkative person in the room to be respected. You don't need to dominate conversations to be heard. Instead, your ability to think deeply, listen intently, and communicate meaningfully will set you apart as a leader who leads with authenticity and quiet confidence. So let's redefine what leadership looks like. The world doesn't just need loud leaders, it needs thoughtful ones. It needs leaders who listen before they speak, who inspire through action rather than just words, and who create lasting change not through volume, but through vision. Leadership is not about who speaks the loudest or who takes up the most space in a room. It's about who creates impact, fosters trust, and inspires action. While extroverted leadership styles are often celebrated, introverts bring a unique set of strengths to leadership that can be just as, if not more, effective in certain situations. Here's why introverts make exceptional leaders. The first key trait of a quiet leader is self-awareness. As an introvert, you are likely familiar with the process of reflecting on situations, thinking deeply before acting, and processing information internally before responding. This habit of introspection can actually be a huge advantage in leadership. It means you tend to understand your own thoughts and feelings more deeply, which leads to greater self-awareness and, in turn, empathy towards others. Self-awareness is crucial in leadership. When you understand your own emotions, motivations, and behaviours, you are better able to relate to the feelings and perspectives of your team. This helps you navigate sensitive situations, provide tailored feedback, and create an environment where everyone feels heard and understood. Introverts, who often engage in this internal reflection, are naturally more in tune with their emotional responses. They can recognise how their actions and words impact others, leading to stronger relationships and a more cohesive team dynamic. As an introverted leader, you might not have the loudest voice in the room, but your ability to listen, reflect, and approach situations thoughtfully allows you to connect with your team in ways others might miss. And let's be honest, being heard is just as important as being the loudest in the room, if not more so. When your team feels heard and understood, it fosters trust and creates an environment where people feel valued. To take this a step further, understanding the behavioural styles within your team can be a game changer. One of the best tools I use in my leadership coaching is a DISC assessment. As a TTI Insights DISC accredited professional, I run sessions for individuals or teams to explore their unique behavioural preferences, which can help improve communication, collaboration, and conflict resolution. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with DISC, let me give you a quick overview. DISC is a personality assessment that categorises individuals into 4 primary behavioural styles. D for dominance, focused on results, challenges, and making decisions. I for influence, enthusiastic, people-oriented, and persuasive. S for steadiness, supportive, patient, and focused on collaboration. And C for conscientiousness, analytical, detail-oriented, and focused on accuracy. Understanding these styles can really help you as an introverted leader because it gives you the insight to navigate various personalities within your team more effectively. It's about knowing how to adapt your communication style to resonate with others, which is key for fostering trust and improving team performance. If you're curious about how DISC could benefit you or your team, feel free to drop me an email. Details are in the show notes. I'd love to help you unlock you or your team's full potential with this powerful tool. Next up, listening. We've all heard the saying, leaders are great listeners. But for introverts, this isn't just something they're being told to do. It's often second nature. Introverts tend to be naturally more inclined to listen carefully and absorb what others are saying, instead of feeling the need to jump in with their own thoughts. This skill is a tremendous asset in leadership because listening is the foundation of effective communication. Think about it. When you really listen to your team members, you're not just hearing their words, you're building trust. People feel valued when they know that they have your full attention. This creates an environment where everyone is encouraged to speak up and contribute their ideas freely. It's not about being the loudest or most vocal leader in the room. It's about making your team feel heard. As an introvert, this approach can help you create a space of psychological safety. When people feel safe to express their thoughts without judgment, innovation thrives. Your team members will feel more comfortable sharing their ideas, concerns, and suggestions, which ultimately leads to better decision making, stronger collaboration, and a healthier work environment. By truly listening, you can pick up on subtle cues and unspoken needs that others may overlook. This allows you to respond thoughtfully, adjusting your leadership style to the unique dynamics of your team. And let's not forget, good listeners aren't just passive receivers. They ask the right questions, clarify points, and provide feedback that shows they're engaged in the conversation. As an introverted leader, you may find that this natural ability to listen allows you to uncover problems early, identify opportunities for growth, and build a culture where communication flows freely in both directions. Another area where introverts truly shine is strategic thinking. Introverts are often naturally great at stepping back and seeing the bigger picture. Unlike extroverts who may dive in and take immediate action, introverts are more likely to take their time to carefully analyse situations, weigh the pros and cons, and think through possible outcomes. This kind of deep reflection is key when it comes to making thoughtful, well informed decisions. In leadership, especially when managing complex projects or navigating periods of uncertainty, the ability to step back, gather all the facts, and carefully consider your options can be a huge advantage. Introverts excel at deliberate decision making, ensuring that all factors are considered before moving forward. While others may rush to conclusions, introverts take the time to weigh the risks, anticipate challenges, and plan for the future. This thoughtful approach doesn't just help in decision making, it helps to foster a sense of confidence within your team. When your team sees that you approach challenges methodically and calmly, they are more likely to trust your judgment and feel secure in the direction you're leading them. Introverts' ability to stay composed under pressure also sets a strong example for their teams, creating an atmosphere of focus and steadiness. So, whether you're charting a long term course for the company or navigating through day to day challenges, strategic thinking is one of the most powerful skills introverts bring to the table. Your ability to pause, reflect, and plan allows you to steer your team forward with precision and care. And here's something a lot of people overlook about quiet leaders: they tend to empower others. Introverts understand the true value of collaboration, and often they take a back seat when it comes to giving others the spotlight. Rather than seeking attention for themselves, introverts are more likely to encourage others to step up, take ownership, and showcase their talents. This approach creates a sense of empowerment among team members, making them feel valued and motivated. As an introverted leader, you might not be the one giving the loudest speeches or seeking recognition in every meeting, but your ability to step aside and let your team shine speaks volumes about your leadership style. You're not trying to take credit for everything. You're focused on helping your team grow and succeed. This creates an atmosphere where people feel trusted and supported, which in turn motivates them to go above and beyond. When you empower others, you build a more resilient and self sufficient team. By encouraging autonomy and giving team members the space to take the lead, you'll foster an environment of growth and accountability. You're also demonstrating that leadership doesn't have to be about control. It's about lifting others up and providing them with the tools and confidence they need to thrive. Introverted leaders are often excellent at spotting hidden potential in others and providing opportunities for growth, whether through mentorship, delegation, or simply creating the space for team members to excel. While introverted leaders bring incredible strengths to the table, which we've discussed earlier in this podcast, their leadership journey isn't without challenges. Many workplaces are structured in ways that seem to favour extroverted qualities: constant collaboration, high energy discussions, visibility driven recognition. This can sometimes leave introverts feeling out of place or even questioning their leadership capabilities. However, introverted leaders don't need to change who they are to succeed. Instead, by recognising these challenges and developing strategies to navigate them, they can lead effectively while staying true to their natural strengths. Now, it's important to acknowledge that it's not always easy. Being an introvert in a leadership role comes with its own set of challenges. Sometimes it can feel like there's pressures to behave in ways that don't feel authentic to who you are. You might worry about being overlooked in a sea of louder, more extroverted personalities, or you might feel that you need to perform in ways that drain your energy. But here's the thing: quiet leadership doesn't mean staying silent. It's about finding your voice in a way that aligns with your natural strengths. You don't have to be the loudest in the room to make an impact. The key is to focus on being present, being empathetic, and using your introspective nature to make thoughtful, well-considered decisions. Your strength lies in your ability to listen, reflect, and respond with intention. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the expectation to be more extroverted or to perform in a way that doesn't feel natural, remind yourself that leadership doesn't have a one-size-fits-all approach. You don't need to adopt someone else's style to be effective. Instead, double down on the qualities that make you unique: your calm, your strategic thinking, your ability to empower your team, and use those strengths to your advantage. Overcoming these challenges is about confidence. Confidence in your own style, confidence in your abilities, and confidence in your ability to create meaningful change without being the loudest voice in the room. Quiet leadership is not a weakness. It's a powerful way to lead in today's ever changing world. Embrace it, and you'll see that your leadership will resonate in ways that others simply cannot match. Leadership isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about understanding your strengths, navigating challenges, and finding a leadership style that works for you. As an introverted leader, you don't need to mimic extroverts to be effective. Instead, by using your natural skills and adopting a few key strategies, you can lead with confidence and impact. Here are some practical ways to thrive in leadership as an introvert. Number 1, embrace your strengths and lead authentically. One of the biggest mistakes introverted leaders make is feeling like they need to perform extroversion to be effective. But great leadership isn't about being the loudest voice. It's about making thoughtful, strategic decisions, empowering your team, and fostering trust. Instead of trying to change your personality, lean into what makes you a strong leader. Your ability to listen deeply and make others feel heard. Your thoughtful, well-reasoned approach to decision making. Your calm, composed presence, which can be reassuring during crises. And your focus on substance over showmanship. By embracing these qualities, you can lead with quiet confidence and create an environment where people respect your leadership for its depth and authenticity. Set boundaries and protect your energy. For introverts, constant social interaction can be draining. The demands of leadership, endless meetings, network events, and public speaking can sometimes feel overwhelming. That's why setting boundaries is essential to maintaining energy and effectiveness. Here's how to structure your day to include necessary downtime. Schedule quiet moments. Block out time between meetings to reset. Even 5 to 10 minutes of silence can help restore focus. Limit unnecessary meetings. Not every discussion needs to be a meeting. Use emails or quick check-ins when possible. Create a focused workspace. If you need deep work time, set clear do not disturb periods where you can think without interruptions. Say no strategically. You don't need to attend every social event or impromptu discussion. Prioritise what adds value to your role and well-being. Boundaries aren't about avoiding responsibilities. They're about ensuring you have the energy to lead effectively. Use written communication to your advantage. Many introverts communicate best through writing, where they can organise their thoughts and express themselves clearly. Instead of forcing yourself to always engage in fast-paced verbal discussions, leverage written communication as a strength. Send detailed emails when presenting ideas or following up on discussions. Prepare written reports or summaries to ensure your points are understood. Use structured one-on-one meetings to share insights without the pressure of a large audience. And encourage asynchronous communication such as shared documents or project updates to reduce unnecessary meetings. Writing allows you to articulate thoughts and ideas, ensuring clarity and impact without needing to be the loudest in the room. Develop a speaking strategy. Preparation is key. Public speaking and leading meetings can feel daunting for introverts, but preparation can make a huge difference. You don't need to become a charismatic performer. You just need to communicate clearly and effectively in a way that suits your style. Here's how to make speaking engagements easier. Prepare in advance. Outline key points and anticipate questions before meetings or presentations. Use notes or slides. Having structured points can help you keep your thoughts organised and reduce pressure. Focus on clarity, not volume. You don't need to be the loudest speaker in the room. You just need to ensure your message is clear and impactful. Practice in a low-pressure environment. Rehearse with a trusted colleague or record yourself to build confidence. And use pauses strategically. Instead of feeling pressured to fill every silence, use pauses to gather your thoughts and emphasise key points. By refining your approach to speaking, you can communicate powerfully while staying true to your natural style. Introverts don't need to lead alone. Partnering with extroverted colleagues can create a balanced leadership dynamic where both strengths are utilised. Let extroverted team members handle high-energy interactions, e.g. networking, large-scale presentation, while you focus on strategy and execution. Collaborate with outspoken colleagues to ensure your ideas get traction in fast-paced discussions, and delegate where necessary. If certain social heavy tasks drain you, assign them to team members who thrive in those situations. Great leadership isn't about doing everything yourself, it's about assembling the right team where different strengths complement each other. So, my final thoughts. In conclusion, introverts can absolutely excel in leadership roles by leveraging their unique strengths, self awareness, active listening, strategic thinking, and empowering others. These qualities may not always be as immediately visible as the more extroverted traits, but they are no less powerful. While the world often celebrates extroverted styles of leadership, loud, fast paced, and full of energy, the truth is that the quiet leader can create something just as impactful, if not more so. The quiet leader builds a team that thrives in a supportive, reflective environment. They lead by example, fostering deep, trusting relationships and creating a space where team members feel truly heard and valued. It's in this space that people feel safe to take risks, express their ideas, and grow. The quiet leader's ability to reflect, plan, and make decisions thoughtfully helps to guide their team through challenges with precision and calm. When empowered, the team itself becomes strong, engaged, and motivated to achieve goals together. If you're an introvert looking to step into or grow within a leadership role, embrace who you are. Recognize that your quiet, introspective nature is not a limitation, it's a powerful asset. Your ability to listen, reflect, and strategize positions you to lead in ways that many extroverted leaders cannot. Lean into your strengths and use them to connect with your team on a deeper level. Remember, leadership isn't about being the loudest or most outgoing voice. It's about inspiring and empowering those around you to be the best selves. Your quiet presence is not a hindrance. It's a tool for creating meaningful change and inspiring others to follow your example. By embracing your introverted traits, you'll not only lead successfully, but will also create a workplace where everyone feels valued and motivated to thrive. So go ahead, take that step forward, lead with confidence, and let your calm, thoughtful approach leave a lasting impression on your team and organisation. Leadership isn't defined by how loud you are or how many rooms you command. It's about vision, integrity, and the ability to inspire and empower others. Introverted leaders bring a unique and powerful approach to leadership, one rooted in deep listening, thoughtful decision making, and leading by example. I'd love to hear from you. What has been your experience with leadership as an introvert? Have you faced challenges or discovered strategies that work for you? Let's continue the conversation. Connect with me on LinkedIn or drop me a message. My email is in the show notes. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Your Path to Career Success. I hope you feel inspired and empowered to make your next big move. If this episode is a fire within you, hit that subscribe button, share the love with a review, and spread the wisdom with your friends and co-workers, as it helps more people discover the show and join the conversation on leadership growth and success. And exciting news, I have 2 spaces opening in April for my Unlock Your Career Potential 3-month coaching programme. If you're ready to take your career to the next level, get in touch today to secure your spot. Until next time, keep leading quietly but confidently and keep moving forward on your career journey.